All right, from a small stage, let's get straight into it. Mamelodi Sundowns will face Golden Arrows at the Lucas Moripe Stadium in the second MTN8 first leg semi-final clash. And of course, Masandawana aiming to redeem themselves in the local front this season in terms of those particular trophies. But the Brazilians haven't had much of success in the MTN8, only winning it once in the PSL era. And playing a tricky Arrow side they drew at home with and lost away to last season will not be easy. Now, Coach Miguel Cardoso says they will have to win their first leg today at the Lucas Moripe Stadium, so they are comfortable in the second leg away from home. So for more on this, we're joined by MTN8 Ambassador and former football player and legend Vuyo Mere. Good morning, welcome to Morning Live, Vuyo.
Good morning, Steve, and good morning to the viewers at home.
All right, let's talk about that particular game yesterday with Orlando Pirates and Sekhukhune United, right? Holistically, looking at that particular game, what would you say you took away from that? I mean, man of the match performance, Hoto, doing the absolute most when it comes to that. So,
yeah, it's good to see, the old horses, they're still delivering at this stage of their careers. And, it was an end-to-end game, an exciting game, even though we didn't have enough goals. We were hoping that you'll get 3-4 goals in the same as last year. But then, yeah, it was an exciting game, and Sekhukhune also came in, they didn't back down. I think they gave Pirates the run for their money. But I think it was a tactical game. Pirates didn't want to concede, and Sekhukhune wanted to also not to concede many goals so that when they go away, obviously that away goal rule still works. So, but then we're hoping to get and see more goals today at the Lucas Moripe Stadium.
I mean, speaking about that, I mean, it was only the first leg clash, in particular the second leg taking place next weekend. And, it's happening at the Orlando Amstel Arena. So when it comes to that particular game right there, what do you think of the chances for Sekhukhune United looking at that game?
Orlando Pirates have been doing well at the Amstel Arena. And Sekhukhune, obviously, they've got a good history against Orlando Pirates at Orlando. But then, when it comes to the MTN8, Wafa, it can only be one. And Pirates have done so well in this competition, obviously winning it for 4 consecutive years. And it won't be easy for Sekhukhune. But then I don't think one goal will make the game that difficult for them. But then they still have a chance. They still see that, they can do well there. But then the pitch is open at Orlando. The surface is good. And it's going to be tough for them. I don't want to lie.
You know what? The most important question, let's talk about today's particular fixture, right? Of course, Golden Arrows taking on Mamelodi Sundowns. It is quite a big one when it comes to that. Arrows in particular, you would argue a bit of a shock result against, Kaizer Chiefs. A lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans probably did not expect that to go that particular way. So you can say the confidence maybe in Golden Arrows is quite there. And looking at that, how would this game be won or lost if you're looking at this particular game between Mamelodi Sundowns and Golden Arrows? I
think Mamelodi Sundowns, they haven't been doing well at the back. They've been conceding, and I can tell that, even Ronwen is like, his confidence is low. He's not used to be conceding so many goals in the season. And now I think the most players like the Mudaus, the Mudibas, they're getting fatigued. That is now they are getting injured. I think they've played too much football. So they needed to be rested a bit, but then they've got enough. They've got depth, and they've got enough players to do well. So, yes, I think they just need to shut it at the back because they are capable of scoring goals up front. And, they are playing a tricky Golden Arrow side. Coach, the coach has done well. After Coach Mangoba left, he assembled the youngsters, and they're still doing it. But then it was not a surprise that they beat Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, they enjoy playing against Kaizer Chiefs, especially at the FNB Stadium. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting one also, but then we're hoping that we're going to see more goals.
I've been speaking on that one. We're looking at, obviously, form in particular. Does form actually matter when it comes to this game? Looking at Mamelodi Sundowns, 1-2, drew 1. We're looking at Golden Arrows. They're not in great form themselves during all 3 of their particular games. So would you say form actually matters, or it doesn't matter when it comes to Wafa?
It doesn't actually matter because looking back last season, Orlando Pirates, before they won the trophy, they had lost 2 games, first 2 games of the season. And they went all the way to win this trophy. So you can't be looking at your previous game or form, because every goal, every mistake, it's got consequences.
Now, you touched a little bit on Ronan Williams playing a lot of games, also Khuliso Motau, and also quite a few people playing, just a lot of football in particular. I mean, we were talking also just about how much this trophy should mean for Mamelodi Sundowns. I mean, from a domestic level in particular. I mean, we've seen what they've done continentally last season. So how important is this particular trophy, would you say, for Mamelodi Sundowns and Mamelodi Sundowns supporters as well?
Yeah, I think the focus has been more on the Champions League and the Club World Cup. And at Mamelodi Sundowns, every trophy that is at stake, it needs to be won. I think they know themselves that they haven't done well in the past 4 seasons because domestically, nothing. So now I think they need to start now coming back and winning this such trophies, the MTN8, because the supporters, they want that bragging rights. When you start the season like this, you want to go all the way knowing that you have got a trophy under your belt. So yeah, they must just do it for the supporters, and mostly for Jaden Adams, man. May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest in peace indeed. I mean, look, quite the obvious question. Let's look at those particular predictions. Who's taking it today? And are we going to see the final that people expect to see? Are we going to see something a lot different? Vuyo, take it away, my brother.
Yeah, but most definitely for the sponsors, it will be good to see Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates in the finals, because obviously we'll have a sold-out affair. Taking nothing away from the other teams, I know they are well supported, but then we want to see an exciting game for a last season semi-finalist. So I think now there's a beefinyana there so that the score can be settled. So I'm hoping Mamelodi Sundowns goes all the way to settle the game today, because it won't be easy in the second leg when they go to Durban.
All right, you've heard here first, of course, when it comes to all things Wafa Wafa, you've heard it from Vuyo Mere. It was told us everything that has to do with, today's particular fixture in particular. As you know, Mamelodi Sundowns will be playing against Golden Arrows. He is, of course, former football player and legend Vuyo Mere. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. But let's go to your question of the day. Now, of course, we asked you, Mamelodi Sundowns will face Golden Arrows at the Lucas Moripe Stadium in the second MTN8 first leg semi-final clash. Who do you think will emerge as the winners from that? Dennis Malele says playing at home will make Masandawana dictate the tempo and minimize the counter-attacking threats that might be posed by Golden Arrows. Sundowns will pump them 3-0. Machakatata says Sundowns win today. They have a formidable and quality squad. Got another one here by Felipe. It says, good morning. Golden Arrows always gives Sundowns some problems, so I think they will beat them 1-0 at home. Pramuro says, I expect Masandawana to win by 4-1 in this particular fixture. George Vongani Waga Matonsi says, my favorite presenter, it will be an easy victory for Mamelodi Sundowns as Arrows will be there to park the bus. 3-0 in favor of Sundowns. Ngosikona says, good morning. Mamelodi Sundowns will take this match by 2-1 against Golden Arrows. Sundowns have good players and are all in good performance. I mean, I guess we'll see what's going to be happening today. It is quite a big fixture to see. I mean, look, it is the first leg encounter in particular, but we'll see what happens when it comes to that. And of course, it is me, Thabo Klaba, signing out to the Morning Live. And my colleague, Vuyo Mere, will be back tomorrow on Morning Live. We'll be back straight after the break. Of course, you're watching Morning Live.